Hello guys, Lunatel here. Many of you have requested for an art tutorial, so we'll be drawing a cat. All you need is a HB pencil, a rubber, and a pencil sharpener. To begin with, we're going to draw a circle, which will be the base of our cat's head. Next, I'm going to draw a line down the face to show what way the cat's facing, and then draw a rectangle shape with soft corners. The rectangular shape will go around the bottom of the cat's head to then up the cat's face, which will form the chin and the bottom of the jaw. Ignore my bird. Then we're going to draw the top of the cat's head, starting with where the eye will be on the other side, and rounding it off. Then we're going to draw the ears. It's like a rough V shape, but they do have like notches on their ears, which makes them a little bit more harder to draw, but I don't find them that hard to draw. Now the sketch doesn't have to be perfect. It's just rough to begin with. I'm going to draw the other ear, which is like a right angled triangle. Next, I'm going to draw like a C shape coming down from the ear to the bottom of the cat's head. Then another shape curving down to make a rough line of where the fur will be. Then to make the cat's chest, just to be another curve to make the cat's chest to the bottom of the page. Now I'm going to start refining lines and roughly adding fur, well, where the fur would stick out from, which is around the eye. The top of the head will come down to form where the eye would be, and then draw a straight line to draw the cat's muzzle with a little curve at the end where the nose will start. The nose is kind of like a triangle, so it's like a rounded triangle. So draw down, then back up, then leave a little notch in the nose and have like it stick out a little bit. Then we're going to draw the muzzle of the cat, its mouth. Then draw down and then draw a curved line like a C shape to make the muzzle and where the whisker pods will be. And then draw the chin, which is also just like another long C. And then round it up so it's connected to the back of the head. And then follow that by drawing another like little C to make the other side of the cat's muzzle. If you make mistakes, that's fine. That's with every rubber. And there's a way to change it and refine it as you want it to be. Now we're going to refine the ears. So like we're going to basically draw the ear again in a harder pencil and add more of the cartilage to the ear. It's a bit more detailed and complex down here. It's different for every cat. If you want to copy mine, try and like copy mine. I'm not really sure how to explain this part. There's loads of different parts to stick out. I'm just going to go refine the ear a bit more. You can see me just doing that. I'm like just sketching it in. You can see we're editing the ear again. That's fine. If you want to edit some of yours, it's fine. I just like editing it to make it look a bit better. Also like refining the ear from the head. And then I'll do the same for the other ear. Just adding cartilage and a bit of fluff between and a bit of the ear that you can see. Then here you're just going to see me refine its back a bit more and its chest. And I'm just going to draw a line from the nose to where the eye would be, and then the eye can just be, for now, just sketch it as like a soft triangle. And I'm just going to draw the tear duct, which I think it's a tear duct. It's just like a bit of black next to your cat's eye. And then I'm just going to refine the eye, actually like properly draw it in a bit more. And then people's sizes vary. This one is just going to be a line straight, like a bit of a narrow line with the eye shine you can see there. I'm going to speed up this next part, but basically what I'm doing is just adding fluff to like the ears and head, and places just have fluff. At around this point, I like to start drawing in where the markings are, just to have a bit of an idea like where to draw them instead of leaving them to just while doing the shading. Yeah, again, I'm going to speed up the footage, but if you want to slow it down, you can. If you want to pause after I've finished drawing the markings, you can. Next, I'm going to shade in parts. The tear duct is just completely black. Just go on, press your pencil hard to get the darkest colour. And then the line that we drew added for the nose and eye, just because it's quite dark as well. The nozzle is quite dark. I tend to do the darkest shadows first. Then when I shade the nose, it gets lighter as further up we go. Again, I'm going to speed it up again after this. The chin, yeah, again, it's quite dark. Obviously, the stripes are darker than the rest of the fur. So yeah, I'll just speed up. The ears have a lot more to them. They've got like different parts and shapes that stick out. So just try and follow where I shade the ears in mine. It tends to be darker around like the middle and around where the cartilage of the ear is. Here you can see me rubbing out things. This is actually not a mistake. This is to actually just lighten up, to bring out some of the highlights in the cat's ear. And then just really going in to blend it in nicer. Now I'm going to go and shade the eyes in. The eyes tend to be like darker at the top. Also make sure you leave space for highlights. Highlights are very key to make your drawing just look a lot nicer. And then just go down, shading it lighter as you go down. It can help to have a gradient scale on the side. I'm just going to draw like a couple like lines called like sunburst effect, just to make the eye. Now I'm going to draw the fur here. I think a common mistake people make is that the fur doesn't just go in one direction, it goes in quite a few directions. I like to start where the nose is, and then I just kind of make my way around. Just follow my pencil directions. I'm going to speed up the footage so you don't get bored. As a heads up, I will be using my rubber to make highlights, and then I'll be really drawing some of the fur back in, as well as adding some harsher, darker fur lines. Now I'm going to add some whisker pods. They tend to be quite close together, but like further away from the nose, and then there's less and further apart when you get closer to the nose. They're quite dark, so make them quite dark. Now it's going to draw for the long fur and whiskers that come out of the cat's ears, top of its head, and from its whisker pods. Don't make the whiskers straight. The whiskers will look wrong if you make them straight, and if you make them too long, it will also won't look right. They are usually white, but because we only have a HB pencil, we're going to make them black. Long, quick dashes should do. They also have whiskers coming from the top of their heads, but not too many, only like probably like 3 to 5 of them. And just do it for the other side as well. And there we go, that's about it. Now we're going to do the front view of the cat, which is a bit harder because we have to do a little more, make like the eyes and stuff a bit more symmetrical. So yeah, to begin with, like we did with the sideways view, we're going to start off a circle. Then we're going to go over the line down the face, and the line across the face to make like the general direction where it's facing. 2 upside down V's to make the rough ear shapes like we did before. And then around an oval shape for where the muzzle will be. And then just bring those lines down. And then we're going to bring them down to make the neck and the chest. Try not to draw too far out from what you can see in the image though, because that can make it a little bit wrong sometimes. You can see me doing that there. I don't like to draw the eyes first when we do front view. I like to do the outline first and refine, but it's different for everyone. You can see me doing the nose again. Triangle with notches, that's the best way I can describe it. Here I'm sharpening my pencil and getting my rubber because you see I made a mistake, so that's no problem. We can just rub it out and redo it. So add where the nose bridge is, and then draw the muzzle in. Again, like a line down and then like 2 C's to make the muzzle. I have a lot of trouble drawing the muzzle and chin, so it'll be normal if just like rub it out and redo it if you needed so. Then I'm going to gently sketch out where the eyes will be. What I've learned about drawing cats is that their eyes are like roughly 1 eye apart. So if you put like sketch in a 3rd eye between the 2 eyes. Again, eyes can be quite hard to draw sometimes, so if you do want to like re-sketch them in, that's fine. You can see I'm trying to find it quite hard here, but that's okay. A lot of people find drawing eyes hard. Once you're happy with your sketch, you can go in and refine the eyes like I'm doing here. Make sure I add like a teardrop. Make like the lines darker. I've noticed that like cats, they have quite a lot of their eyes are quite dark. And then draw the pupils which are like slightly less dilated than the other ones were. To help me just like get the right shape for the eyes, I tend to draw lines just to get the shape right, the size right, I mean. And then just draw the other eye. You see me rubbing out and adjusting things, that's fine. Doesn't mean that yours is wrong. It just sometimes needs, if it doesn't look right, it just takes a bit of rubbing out and trying again, bit of trial and error. I'm going to start drawing in the fur, just like short spiky lines, inconsistent. Because I just like drawing cat's fur in a little bit into line art. Just keep like, just very quick dashes. The ears are quite simple, just like rough V shapes. Parts, yeah, and then there's like a notch that comes out as well. And then do that for both ears. Also make sure to draw the cartilage in the ear. That's quite important to make your cat look a bit more realistic. And then I like to sometimes draw like the different shapes in the ear that you can see. I'll speed up the footage for the next ear. Here I'm going to start drawing in the patterns and markings again like I did last time. Again, you can like pause it when I'm done drawing markings or slow it down if you want to get the same as me. All cats' markings are unique. So I'm going to speed the footage up again. I probably should have mentioned this earlier, but when you're doing the shading, you should, it doesn't really matter how you do the shading, but personally I like to do it in like circles, like shown here, and then again, it's darker beneath like the chin and the nose. The nose is always quite dark, it gets lighter on top. Then just follow how I'm doing it here. Going to shading the eyes again. Just make sure the pupils are quite dark and the outside of the eyes are quite dark. Again, it's different for different cats, but for this case, it's quite dark. So then shade it in, dark at the top, light at the bottom. Add different markings. I'm going to lighten up here a bit with using my rubber, just to get some of the more like lighter parts of the eye out. If you accidentally make it too light, it's fine. Just go back in the pencil and make it darker. Areas that you want to make it darker. And then you can just add some extra details on the eyes if you want to. Just going to go back in and add the darkest stripes that I forgot about earlier. So I quickly shade them in and made them quite dark. So I go in, add the fur again like I did last time. And just again, quick, hard strokes. Obviously the fur doesn't go in one direction like I said earlier. So just follow the directions of my pencil. So then go in, add some highlights where you feel like we need them. To use tabby cats usually have light around the eyes. So just add highlights into the fur where we missed them. And of course, if you obviously rub out too much fur and shading, you can always just add it back in later. Now, we're almost done. We're going to draw the whisker pods, like we did earlier of the other cat. And then just like refine other things you want to refine, like I do sometimes. And then just draw the whiskers in and the fur from the ears. They have quite a lot of fur in their ears. Obviously, draw the whiskers from their head, the whiskers from their whisker pods. And that'll be your cat done. I hope you guys found this tutorial useful. It's my first tutorial, so the tutorial's not great. And I'm also a bit ill, so if my voice sounds a bit funny or quiet, then sorry about that. I hope I found it useful. If you want another tutorial at some point, I could probably do that. You can make requests for different animals. I can draw people, but I'm not very good at it. So it might be a better idea to wait for that. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. This is what the final results look like. It is going to be shiny because it's HP pencil. But that's it. Bye, guys.